Welcome back. Well, in a step that is considered the first of its kind in Egypt, the signing ceremony of a cooperation agreement was held or took place between Egypt and the Egyptian Higher Education and Scientific and Royal College of Surgeons of England, opening headquarters of Certified Institute of Architectural Technology and the British Association of Certified Accountants. Minister of Higher Education Ayman Ashur said that the agreements represents a leap that boosts the Egyptian higher education rating globally. Minister Ashur also stressed that the agreements opens doors for Egyptian universities to be certified by the international syndicates and providing job opportunities. Well, to shed more light on this, we had the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Amr Hamid, Professor of Economics. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Well, Dr. Hamid, how did you see this step of signing agreements between Egyptian, the Higher Education Minister and also the British Education Certification Institutions?
It's a very important and key step for all the higher educational institutions in Egypt. And let me emphasize here the importance of certifying the Egyptian universities by the quality certification bodies, namely, as we have seen today, the British ambassador introducing the British certification bodies to the Egyptian higher education market in general. It's also important to emphasize one of the most important certification bodies in the whole world, which is the Austrian Quality Authority. Also is very important to get in contact with other authorities, I mean quality certification authorities. The idea is to grant to the Egyptian universities what is called the ISO 21001, which provides a common management tool for educational organizations and providing educational products and services capable of meeting the needs and the requirements of learners and other, if I may say, customers.
Yes.
It's a standalone management system standard aligned with other ISO management system standards, such as the previous ISO, like the ISO 9001, the ISO 14001, etc., through the application of the high-level structure.
Yes. Yes. So, Dr. Hamid, how do you see also this step as a leap that boosts the Egyptian higher education rating globally and raises the classification of the Egyptian universities to a higher level?
Yeah, okay. The idea is to make sure that the learners and the educational organizations who are the main beneficiaries of this new management system standard, the stakeholders, they will benefit from the output of standardized management system in educational organization. This is going to be for the benefit also of training all the stakeholders, mainly the professors, university professors of the state-of-the-art teaching system, and at the same time, which is more important, is to provide better employment opportunities for the graduates from the Egyptian universities, because their certificates are going to be certified by very important international bodies. It's better alignment of objectives and activity with the policy, enhancing the social responsibility, of course, by providing inclusive and equitable quality education for everybody involved. Yeah, the focus is always the population of Egypt, the students, the university students, the caliber of the university students, because as you know, For a country like Egypt now, the most important resource with a country with more than 100 million inhabitants is to strengthen the quality of the graduates from the Egyptian universities and give them much better opportunities for employment, not only in Egypt, not only in the Middle East, not only in Africa, but in the whole world.
Yes, Dr. Hamid, you've mentioned a very important point or word while you were speaking now, the quality of education. With this agreement signed or contract signed between Egypt and the British university, would this change or add to the quality of education and the higher education that Egypt is providing?
Of course, yeah, but it's not with the agreement was not with the British certification body.
The Royal College. I mean, the Royal
exactly.
College in England.
It's not only this college, but
yes.
there was today there was maybe 5 or 6 colleges
yes.
involved, and
yes.
the ambassador himself, the British ambassador. And what is important, as I said, is that we should, as an Egyptian Ministry of Higher Education, we should also get in touch with other also certification bodies. As I mentioned, the most important one in the whole world is the Austrian Quality Authority, what they call the International Industry Certification System, which is based in Vienna, and it belongs to the government, by the way, and other certification bodies. It's very important. What we want to implement here is focus on the learners, our students, the Egyptian students, and other beneficiaries, give them visionary leadership, engagement of the people, process approach, continual improvement. This is very important. Evidence-based decisions, relationship management, social responsibility. Again, social responsibility is very important. Accessibility to the outside world and equity. Enhance their, what is very important also is ethical conduct. Ethical conduct will enhance the quality of our Egyptian graduates. And last but not least is the data security and protection.
Yes, this exchange of culture and the experience and the benefit that Egypt or the higher education in Egypt is going to benefit from, and also providing job opportunities, as the Minister of Higher Education said, of course. What's your comment?
The idea is that, as you know, I am an economist and in the first place. And one of the most important objectives of any economy in the world is growth and development.
Yes.
Growth and development. That's number one. Besides other things, I mean the standards like fight unemployment, like inflation, how to reduce inflation, and all the standard things. But I'm focusing here to answer your question on development and growth. So the question is, what is the difference between development and growth? It's a very simple answer. It's the quality of life. That's development. Growth is an increase in the numbers. But development is an improvement in the quality of life. And the quality of life has 2 wings in any country, education and health. So the idea is how to improve the education and, of course, health. But we're speaking today, this afternoon we're speaking about education. So I'm focusing on education. Certification and the ISO 21001, the main idea of 21001 is to focus on how to raise the quality of the Egyptian graduates, not only the Egyptian graduates, but also the professors and all the stakeholders of all the higher education institutions in the country.
Yes, yes. Dr. Hamid, how do you evaluate the standards of the international classification of the Egyptian universities in Egypt? Whenever there's an international competition, we see that the Cairo University, for example, Mansoura University, other universities in Egypt is being classified and is coping with the international standards in the hours of education and other things.
The idea of the event of today between the Ministry of Higher Education and the British Embassy in Egypt, representing different British certification bodies, is to improve the ranking of the Egyptian universities, because yes, as you correctly mentioned, we have maybe 3 or 4 universities that are ranked, I would say, acceptable ranking. Of course, number 1 is Cairo University. Mansoura is also ranked. Maybe Alexandria, and then a little bit in the background we find the American University of Cairo. But we have, with all these tens of universities in Egypt, we're speaking only about 3 or 4 universities that are really acceptable levels. No,
Yes.
But what we want to see is much more Egyptian universities really ranked.
Yes.
And the idea is to do this through applying the ISO 21001 on all the universities in Egypt, because the idea is that when you get a certification body like the one that I recommend highly, which is European certification bodies, or the British or the Austrian, the idea is that they send their own auditors to train and supervise the management of the universities, and this is a process that takes a long time. It could take maybe 6 months or even more.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, after educating them and after training them and supervising them, they get the certification. And by the way, the ISO certification is not something that you get for life. No, it's reviewed every 3, actually it expires every 3 or 4 years, and then you have to do the whole process again, and this is what we call continual and continuous improvement all the time.
Yes, Dr. Hamid, so after the signing of this contract or agreement today, you as a professor, what are your expectations concerning this cooperation or coordination?
Well, I forget about my expectation. What is more important than my expectation is that we have to start applying what happened today on Earth from tomorrow. This is very important, because expectations is something that will come in the future, but the steps started today, and the second step should be tomorrow,
Yes.
not
Yes.
later. That's
Yes.
very important. If you insist on asking me about my expectation, if we do our homework as a Ministry of Higher Education, and even the Ministry of Education, the schools too, it's very important.
Yes.
Also for the schools to start applying these quality norms, these quality parameters via the ISO 21001 from tomorrow morning, then my expectations will be very high.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Dr. Amr Hamid, Professor of Economics, thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.